Hello and a very warm welcome to Putra Stadium here in Kuala Lumpur for semi-finals day at the Maybank Malaysia Open. The third event on the 12 tournament MetLife BWF World Super Series. Not only the third event, but also the second of 5 premier events, an even higher tier of tournament within the Super Series. And of course, at the end of the year, the Super Series finals. And as with last year, the destination is Dubai. Only the top 8 players and pairs in each of the 5 disciplines will qualify for those Super Series finals. Well, as I say, it is semi-finals day today, and we're starting with women's singles and a battle between Olympic medalists. The gold medalist Xuerui up against the bronze medalist, the new world #1 Saina Nehwal. Then mixed doubles and the battle of reigning and former world champions, the reigning world champions Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei up against Tontowi Ahmad and Liliana Nasir. Then men's doubles and Mohamed Hassan and Hendra Setiawan, who won this title in 2013. They're up against Matthias Bo and Carsten Mogensen, who were silver medalists at both the Olympics and World Championships. Then women's doubles and 2 new pairs, Zhang Yena and Jang Kyung-eun of Korea up against the Chinese pair of Xia Kuan and Tian Qing. Then we finish with men's singles, the 2-time and reigning Olympic champion, 5-time world champion Lin Dan of China up against Jan-Ole Jorgensen from Denmark, who's appearing in his 3rd consecutive semi-final here in Malaysia. So to the first of our matches, and it's the #1 seed Xuerui of China up against the #3 seed Saina Nehwal of India. Well, we're expecting a little bit of spice between these 2 players because Xuerui was the world #1. There's Kashyap. Singles match. So the public address has announced the players led out by the former world #1 Xuerui, followed by the new world #1 Saina Nehwal. Well, what a start to the year. Saina Nehwal has had 3 previous tournaments, 3 finals, having won 2 of them. So there, the draw from the quarter-final stage. And I can tell you that that semi-final stage, China quite dominant. Xuerui, of course, the biggest moment probably of her sporting career so far, the Olympic gold medal in London in 2012. She's the defending champion here. But Ian, I guess with a player who's been world #1 for 118 consecutive weeks to suddenly lose that #1 ranking and an opportunity to play that player, it should be fairly spicy.
Absolutely. I think she'll be relishing this challenge.
Well, there we can see she is the #1 seed, but she's gone down to #3, down 2 places, obviously. And of course, last year when she won this title, she beat Wang Zhexian in the final. Her 1-1 win-loss record for the year so far relates to the All England Championships, where she lost in the 2nd round, despite the fact that she was the #1 seed. So in her matches up until now, well, we'll have a look at Saina Nehwal first. And she is, as I say, the new world #1. The #3 seed, of course, the seedings were done before the new world ranking was published. That 14-1, as I was saying, 3 tournaments so far this year, 3 finals, winning both titles that she's played on home soil. The India Grand Prix Gold event retained that title in Lucknow, and then last week the India Super Series event, and she reached the final, of course, of the All England as well. Now this is the 11th meeting between the two players, and the overwhelming advantage, 8-2 of the previous 10. And the last time they met was in the quarter-final stage of the World Championships last year, and you can see that it was relatively easy for Li Xuerui. Of course, Li Xuerui went on to reach the final, and for the second consecutive World Championships running, she had to settle for second best, 2 silver medals. Well, let me tell you about these players and how they've got to this semi-final stage. Saina Nehwal hasn't played against a seeded player so far. Well, she was taking the full distance yesterday in the quarterfinal against Sun Yu, winning 3:21.17 in an hour and 10 minutes in the deciding game. And if you were with us yesterday, you would have enjoyed that match with us as well. As far as Li Xuerui is concerned, a path through has been a little more difficult in the second round. She went to 3 games with Akane Yamaguchi. And then in the quarterfinal, 3 games against the 2012 winner, Wang Yihan.
India. And on my left, Xuerui, China. Xuerui to serve. Love all, play.
Oh, that's a delightful shot from Li Xuerui.
1 love.
And of course, Ian, since that last meeting in the quarterfinal of the World Championships in Copenhagen last year, an awful lot has happened, hasn't it? Because it was after those World Championships late in the year that Li Xuerui picked up an injury. She withdrew from the China Open, didn't play Hong Kong, couldn't contest the Super Series finals in Dubai because of the injury. Had what, by her standards, is a poor All England as defending champion. To lose first round was disappointing for her, and now her opponent is world #1, so a lot has changed since then.
Well, I think it's fair to say a lot's changed for both players. I mean, Saina's also had a change of regime and switched things up a little bit, and I think Saina from the World Championships is not the same player. She's showing me a lot more confidence. She's got her old sort of determination back, and I think this is going to be a really interesting game. As you say, Li won't be happy having lost the #1 spot. Saina, having just got there, will be determined to keep it and impose herself. I think we're in for a great matchup.
Should be mentioned, perhaps, that Li Xuerui on her world ranking has only got 8 tournaments towards her world ranking, and you really need 10 to get a realistic reflection of your capabilities. And I guess part of that has come about because of the sabbatical that the players had at the beginning of the year from the Super Series. It was requested by the players. The BWF listened to them, gave them 2 months off from Super Series tournaments. But it does mean that some of the players that don't play other events as well have lost some of their Super Series results from their world ranking, and therefore they've dropped down below the optimum number of 10.
Yeah, and Li's certainly suffered at that, but also she's had some injuries. She's had her problems at the end of last year, so that's exaggerated really, because she basically missed the last 2 months of last year as well. So she's lost a lot of points in over the last 4 months.
Service over, 3-all.
Just long.
4-3.
Slightly quizzical look from Saina here. She's playing from what has been the slower end all week, so she was a bit surprised to see that go out the back of the court, I think.
Service over. 4
There we see an
all.
example of the quicker end that Lee's playing from in this first game.
Oh, it's landed in. That is good control from this side of the court, isn't it?
Yeah, really good control. Using the cross
Service
clear just to give
over.
herself a little bit more
5,
margin, slightly
4.
longer distance. And with that, she's able to control the length and keep the shuttle in.
Service over. 5 all.
It's landed in as well.
Service over. 6 5.
Not all the fans in the stadium quite yet, and I wonder if that's maybe affected the drift a little bit. One doesn't know. Because I would have said yesterday I would have put money on those two going long of the back line, but maybe it's just wonderful control by the Olympic champion.
I think the players adapt to the situations during the week as well. They've both had some tough matches now and should have a better feel for the court and the conditions. I spoke too soon. That's the problem with the straight clear, trying to play the straight quick clear from this end. Shuttle just gets picked up on the current of air and tends to drift long. Here we'll see it, didn't hit it that hard, but just gets picked up and carried out the back of the court.
Nice idea. We're just overdoing it and wasn't wholeheartedly convinced by her movements in the round the head position there. Xuerui.
No, not quite behind the shuttle. As we say, she's had her injury problems over the last few months, and I think when we saw her play earlier in the week, still lacking a little bit of confidence, I would say. Traditionally, she's someone who thrives on a lot of match play. And as you say, for the last couple of months, she's not really played competitively, just the one tournament at the All England.
Nine, 6.
In fact, the last time that she played prior to the All England was the final of the French Super Series, where she retired injured partway through. So that was what? October? Late
6.
October?
Yeah, end of October.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, again, I thought the movement there of the Olympic champion, slightly suspect. But then she's got to think about opening up those angles, hasn't she? If you play across court, the likelihood is a straight block, which means you've got the full diagonal of the court to scamper. Longest distance.
Yeah, it's interesting. There seems to be even more strapping on that right knee than earlier in the tournament when we were watching her. Certainly against Yamaguchi, it was that short backhand corner that was given and seemed to be giving her some problems. She just seemed to be lacking confidence to really commit to the deep lunge position. We saw it again in that last point. You can see the strapping there.
Well, Saina Nehwal on a run of 6 straight points from 5-6 deficit to 11-6 up. does play a lot of cross shots, Saina Nehwal, as a generalisation.
Yeah, she does, and from this slower end, perhaps we better punch in that straight. But as you say, she's got that habit. She likes to use width in the rear court, but certainly opened herself up to the straight smash with that one.
It's going wide. Yeah. That's a lovely net shot. Hit the top of the tape. Created her own luck there. Commitment coming forward. I know it was a lucky net call, but quite frankly, if it hadn't hit the net, I think it would have been a winner anyway. But I like that commitment, Ian, and that's all come from the confidence.
Very much so. She's on a good run at the moment. Playing with a lot of confidence here at the start of this match.
Watched it carefully.
47.
It's interesting though, Jill, isn't it? We've seen some of the other players that had good results last week from India struggle this week. But Saina's such a good athlete, isn't she? You know,
yeah.
She's still playing with real pace in the game and forcing the tempo, playing with great intensity, and it's almost as though she didn't play last week. She looks fresh.
Yeah.
And that's real credit to the preparation.
Absolutely. Well, I remember back in 2010, she won 3 titles in 3 weeks, the India Grand Prix Gold, then backed it up winning the Singapore Super Series and then the Indonesian Super Series. Now, to win 2 Super Series back-to-back, having won a tournament prior to that, it was nothing short of phenomenal. So we know she's got good fitness. And we saw it yesterday, didn't we? Her fighting spirit.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't play her best level yesterday, but, you know, she found a way, didn't she? And that's what champions do. There were some shots that weren't working too well for her, so she cut them out, played with better margins, and just found a way to win it. It was very impressive. And that's a nice change of angle. Going for the centre smash.
9-15.
Good thinking from Lee here. So they're trying to get back to a centre position. Yeah, caught completely by surprise. Just get the feeling Lee's working away into this match. Looked a little tentative in the first few points, but she's starting to find a bit of rhythm. The movement's improving. Maybe that right knee just loosening up a little bit.
No, it's just wide.
Nice change of tactics from Saina, though, using the fast cross-court drive defence, keeping good variety in the game at the moment. And she can use that drive from this side, of course. Slightly easier to control from the far end.
Good rally. finished off with a wonderful drop shot. Yeah, she looks laboured a little bit in her movement, doesn't she, Xuerui? But look at this. What a shot to finish it. Look where that shuttle landed, so far in front of that front service line. "24 shots, that rally. Yeah, no wonder she's breathing heavily.
Even walking around the court, you do have the feeling that she's favouring the left leg a little bit. She does look a little bit stiff, doesn't she?
Yeah, as I said, I mean, her movement just looks a little laboured, doesn't it? I mean, I've always thought of Xuerui with delightful movement, effortless movement. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Well, just pointing to the corner as if to say to the coach, should I have left that? No.
It was a nice deceptive flick off the
Yeah.
net from Lee there, wasn't it? Super racket work. We're going to see it. Too late.
Oh, that's beautiful. My goodness me.
Service over.
Well, we saw the
11.
this very short drop shot winner, and there we've seen the other extreme of the court. This is super control of length. Really lovely hold and push into that back corner. Really making the court big for Lee at the moment, Saina.
Service over. 12-18.
Oh. Yeah. Well, it was a delightful backhand from Saina Nehwal, but I'm getting more and more concerned, Ian, about the fitness there of Xuerui. She could not push off. She could not change direction.
Yeah, I think, yeah, there is. It looks though there is some physical issue, but I also think there's a tactical issue at this end. She would like to be flicking off to the rear court more often, but she doesn't have the confidence to do that from this quicker end. And I think she's getting a little bit frustrated with that.
Service over. 20. Game point 13.
7 opportunities to take this opening game for Saina Nehwal.
Game.
Only needed the one.
First game won by Saina Nehwal. 21-13.
21-13 confirms the umpire. What on earth was that final shot from Xuerui? A complete mishit. And look at her movement. There's no power anyway on that right leg to turn and play the shot. But there is confirmation that the new world #1, #3 seed here, Saina Nehwal. Pretty comfortable opening game, 21-13 in 16 minutes. Chenjin, Xuerui's coach. Now there's Kashyap Parupalli, Indian teammate, good friends with Saina Nehwal.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
So as the players return to court, my mind goes back to yesterday's quarter-final, Ian, when Saina Nehwal had won the opening game pretty comfortably against Xuerui, 21-11 yesterday, and then struggled in the second because she couldn't use the punch clears in the same way because they were going long. Presumably she's learned from that.
Well, that's the challenge now, and that's the question. She was equally as comfortable in the first game yesterday against Xuerui, but she really struggled from this end yesterday. And there we see it already, a misjudgment. You say, will she have learned from it? Well, also there might be some sort of residual negative impact from this end as well, because she really did struggle from this end yesterday.
Yeah.
Service over.
Yeah, that
1-all.
cross court from a deep forehand corner. It's the one that did the damage. Well, I know we've only had 3 rallies at the start of this second game, but do you sense that she's going to try and be a little more aggressive in her style to sort of take that drift out of the equation?
Yeah, clearly. We saw when she was late in the previous rally, she didn't lift, she played the drive just to the mid-court. And there again, we saw her being very aggressive from the rear court and trying to follow in and get control of the net. And here we see another net exchange, doesn't want to lift.
Oh, brilliant.
Well, that's really good, but you almost saw Lee visibly flinch when she came into this backhand. Watch this. Oh.
Yeah, there was an extra little step, wasn't there?
She doesn't want to put full weight on that right leg, does she? That's a nice rally, and we see a change already because Xuerui, she's able to use the flick to the rear court, which makes Saina's court much bigger, and that opens the space at the net for the winning shot at the end there. So Xuerui looks more confident tactically from this end, certainly. It's just a question of whether a movement's going to be good enough to exploit it.
Yeah, good pressure.
Yeah, and same tactic, holding the shuttle, taking it early, holding the shuttle, pushing into the rear court. There we see, making Saina late, keeping the pressure on it, keep moving forward. Good rally.
Service over 4-3.
Missed it.
Yeah, and that's where she's got to be careful. She wants to be more aggressive from this end, but she needs to give herself a margin when she's doing it.
Was an amazing year last year, wasn't it? For there's Qianlong. Surprised he's down at the stadium already. His 4th match on the adjoining court. Off. Complete miss hit from Saina Nehwal. Yeah, I was just going back to the point I was about to make about Xuerui. And the fact that she had an amazing year last year, 10 tournaments, reached the final in all 10 of them. That really is extraordinary. The first loss she had for 15 months before a final was the All England Championships. Go that long, every tournament you play, reaching at least the final. Well, there was a good reason why she was world #1, wasn't there? This is going to be an important rally. And it's got to be the longest rally of the match so far, and that's great judgment.
Challenge.
Oh.
We'll see how good the judgment was.
Well, I thought it was out. Didn't you? I'm putting you on the spot, aren't
I felt it was drifting out, but in the end, I'm not sure. I wasn't surprised when Saina left it, that's for sure.
Hawkeye with their instant review system will tell us for sure. Yeah, it was out. I am back on my form, aren't I?
Well, Hawkeye beats your eagle eyes.
Service over. 5-all. Play. 1 challenge remaining.
That's landed in. Good return.
Yeah, great return again. Just that slight hold, isn't there?
6,
Just that slight hold, and that breaks the start position of Saina. Allows Lee to get the shuttle in behind her opponent.
Oh, that's cool. Good. Saina's going to challenge that. Now, I think that is worth a challenge.
Saina Nehwal. Call in.
You're just smiling at me.
I'm just wondering whether you're going to put your head on the block again, Jill. Are you saying out?
Well, now you've called me Eagle Eye. as opposed to our Hawkeye.
Again, I felt the shuttle was going out, but in the end, well, there we are. I think we have to bow to technology now.
Challenge unsuccessful. Service over. Sorry.
We're talking about the last shot, but that was a great rally.
7,
Mixed
5,
up the rear court play and the forecourt play. Had Saina really having
1
to
challenge remaining.
hunt down the shuttle from all 4 corners, and then a lovely slice to finish the rally.
Yeah, good aggression.
Service over. 6-7.
They're both determined to go for the lines, aren't they? This is close again. Just out.
Oh, that is superb. Wonderful play from Lee Xuerui. Goodness me.
7.
Beautifully constructed.
Yeah.
Slice, Saina late, one to the body and then out to the side again. Great play.
Service over. 8-all.
4 of the last 5 points to Saina Nehwal. That's landed in. That's a great clear.
Service over. 9-all.
Yeah, her whole body movement there, Xuerui,
9.
screaming discomfort. Now, whether that's because of pain or whether that's because of fatigue, I'm not quite sure, but really didn't look comfortable as she played that round the head shot.
Service over. 10-all.
It's a super slice, isn't it?
11-10.
And I think as far as Xuerui is concerned, the more I'm looking at this, Ian, the more she has to dictate the pace, because then she knows really where she's moving. When she's having to react to what Saina Nehwal is doing, she's having to twist and turn, wait until the shot is played, and that, of course, is more difficult movement-wise for her.
Yeah, and as with a lot of the players this week, she's looked a lot more comfortable from this from the end she's playing at the moment. She's able to use more variety, use some flicks into the rear court that have been really effective. But tactically, it's quite interesting with Saina. I mean, she's won the first game. She's had a very clear tactic. She's won the first game with that tactic, and she's turned around, and because of the end, she changed the tactic. And I'm not sure I agree with that. I think you keep trying to play with the winning tactic until you hit a problem with the end. And in the last few points there, when she came back into this second game, she actually played the tactic she'd been using in the first game, trying to use the cross clears to the rear court, cross to the forecourt, make the court big. But she'd gone away from that at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, very, very good point. It's gone long. Yeah. You come from the north of England, don't you? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Not quite that far north, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she's smashing quite a few down the Saina Nehwal forehand side, and she's enjoying success with it.
Yeah, she's taken a little bit of pace off the attack in this second game, and she's going more for angle, which is forcing Saina to take the shuttle lower down, which gives herself more time to get in and get control of the front court. It's clever play.
Just wide.
Service over. 11-13.
Yeah, that's lovely. Again, we see the hold, flick to rear court, and then early on the net on the third one and playing the super spinning net shot.
14-11.
Great tactics.
And it was a super net shot, wasn't it? Big effort to lunge forward, take the shuttle early.
But your point's a good one, Jill. She created the time to make the lunge. She wasn't late. You know, she dictated the rally, got it in behind Saina, and that created the time to commit to that net shot.
Service over. 12-15.
Oh, it's a good return of serve again. That's a fantastic smash.
Yeah, read the situation well. It's just a little bit short, that backhand clear. Took full advantage.
13-15.
Yeah, and again. Straight down that line.
Yeah, just a little bit too flat from Lee this time, and Saina able to intercept. We're going to watch it here. She gets up, takes this really early. Look at that jumping from centre. And finding the line with the smash. Good play.
Service over 16-14.
Well, I have to say Saina Nehwal has done well, because I thought at 11:15, I thought, you know, it was looking as if Xuerui was about to run away with this and send it to a decider. There's only 2 points in it. It's a good lift. It's gone long. That was a big point.
14.
This stage of a match, 17-14 or 15-16.
Yeah, at this stage, the difference between a one point gap and a 3-point gap is enormous.
What a return. Well, by serving out wide on the low serve, Xuerui was expecting something down her forehand side, either a net shot or a push down to her forehand corner. She wasn't expecting that at all.
Well, that's good fighting from Saina. She was under pressure there. It was Lee dictating the rally early on there. She was able to come back into the rally. You can see Saina really off balance, but she's fighting all the time, isn't she? Always getting one more shuttle back, keeping the pressure on her opponent.
Yeah, can't help but think back to that match point last night. Oh, that's just wide. And Saina Nehwal scrambled the shuttle back and scrambled it back again against Sun Yu. It was a terrific rally, wasn't it? And just showed the fighting spirit and how it can be so rewarding.
Mislip created the space for it, but again we see Saina's fighting spirit, getting the shuttle back and building the pressure upon the opponent, and in the end Lee felt she had to go for a line when probably she didn't.
Yeah,
There's lots of space there, but because Saina's getting so much back, she felt under pressure.
Yeah. And you're right, Ian. I don't think she really had to go that close to the line. No, 26. Is that the longest of the match so far? using your previous theory, if it
19,
ain't
17.
broke, don't fix it, and going straight down that line, has won her numerous points, but she just overplayed it.
Yeah, I think she just tried to hit that too hard, to be honest. She needs to give herself a little margin for error down there and keep the pressure on her opponent, as she has done so well in the last few points. Great shot, great shot. Super angle, created the space again and used the diagonal really well. Going to see it here, good clear, getting Saina off balance in the rear court, and then a super cut down to the line.
Yeah, wonderful. So 3 game point opportunities to force a third and deciding game. Overdone it. It is 1 game all. 21-17 that second game.
21, 17. 1 game all.
40 minutes of play, and this a fascinating contest. Well, all credit to Xuerui, because she looked to be struggling at times, but it is 1 game all, and she still has a chance to get through to tomorrow's final. All come down to this third and deciding game. Yep, it is a fantastic achievement. World #1.
Court 1, 20 seconds.
It was published
Court
on
1,
Thursday,
20
a
seconds.
couple of days ago.
Yeah, she's had no time to celebrate, has she?
No.
Straight back to business.
Well, I don't know, maybe her traditional celebration of winning a tournament, she allows herself some ice cream. May have had that.
Yeah, it's a good job I've never had that rule. I'd have to wait a long time for my ice cream. But I might be a bit slimmer.
Final game. Logo, play.
So third and deciding game, this women's singles semi-final. That's brilliant. Yeah, didn't she do that in the opening rally of the first game?
1,
It's a repeat. It's a repeat.
love.
Great retrieving from Saina again, but again, it's just forced that attack a little bit, I feel. Just needs to give herself a margin. What she was doing well in the first game was hitting the smash and then getting in behind it and attacking from the net. And now she's trying to win it with one shot, just with the smash. I think she just needs to bring that in 30 centimetres and make sure that she's in good balance to follow up and take advantage from the forecourt.
hesitation as to whether she should play that. Xuerui. It's a good rally. Yeah. Or whether it's injury problems or whether it is now just fitness problems, as in stamina and lack of muscle power to push back. I'm not quite sure, but didn't root for that at all.
That looked really strange, didn't it?
I think she's tired. I think she's running out of stamina.
Well, she's not had much match play. I mean, you can train a lot physically, but you do need match play. And 2 matches in 4 months, basically, is, you know, it's probably not enough for her.
Good, tight spinning neck shot off Nehwal's tight spinning neck shot. Oh, that takes great skill and courage. Look at Nehwal's shot. How on earth did Xuerui play that?
Look at the spin as well.
Yeah, delightful. Oh dear me, that certainly wasn't delightful.
There are real signs of fatigue, aren't they?
Yeah. No, it's gone wide.
3-4.
Yeah, 3 tired-looking shots.
Well, she opened up so well the first 3 points for her. She played a fantastic level, and suddenly she's just hit the wall, hasn't she? Real fatigue, 1 long rally, and she's really hit a barrier. Again, Saina needs to keep that in at the moment. She needs the shuttle on the court and make her opponent work really hard. No, not in position again. The legs weren't working there.
No, Xuerui needs to dig deep here because she looks to me as if she's gone physically.
She's finishing.
No, she's wanting to change the shuttle.
Well,
No, don't be too alarmed at the moment.
that was a strange movement after that shot, though, wasn't it? There's a lot of doubt in her mind at the moment. You can see that.
Saina Nehwal not changing the shuttle.
Quite right.
Oh, there's a challenge here.
Challenge for in.
Again, I feel from Lee's point of view, it's a good challenge because it will just give herself a little bit of time as well to compose herself, because certainly she's not comfortable at the moment.
Yeah, clearly a good call, line judge.
You know, I think she knew it as well, Jill. I think she wanted that break. I think she wanted time to just compose herself a little bit.
Yeah, no challenges remaining.
Service over. 6-7.
Landed well in too. Well, I thought in last year's World Championship final with Xuerui against Carolina Marin, I thought there were similar signs then of her fatigue, and I remember in the latter stages, that's a nice shot, that's good. At the latter stages, she needed to retie shoelaces, take her shoe off, take her sock off, but there may be a long-term fitness issue here that we don't know about. But of course, if you've been off injured, then you can't train, even on your stamina, so it's no wonder that that's lacking a little bit.
She's actually moving not too badly in straight lines. It's when she's being forced to change direction, she's really struggling. She just seems to be missing a little bit of leg strength to change direction.
Yeah, and this is why I said in the second game she needs to command the rallies. When she's commanding the rallies, then she's not having to change direction so much. This rally is going to hurt Xuerui. Yeah, look at her.
Really good thinking from Saina there, playing that rally out and doing what we've been talking about, giving herself some margin for error there, keeping the shuttle on the court, making sure opponents having to work really hard. Really good play from Saina. Not spectacular, but very effective.
I think that must be the longest of the match so far, isn't it? It's gone wide, and Saina Nehwal has a 4-point advantage as the players change ends in this deciding game. And I make that 10 of the last 13 points won by Saina Nehwal.
Well, this is interesting now. I mean, this match again has gone with the ends. Both players have struggled from the quicker end, but has Xuerui got enough left physically to take advantage of a preferred end?
Yeah, it's only fatigue in the legs, and there's some big gulps of air being taken in there as well. Yeah. Still refusing to change the shuttle.
11-7, play.
Well, for an Olympic champion, that's not the sort of error on the return of serve that you expect. That's more like it.
Service over. 8-12.
It's down the Nehwal forehand side again, isn't it? Short. Yeah. Set up with a good, tight net shot. Oh, it was good too, wasn't it? Tumble on it as well.
Yeah, she's getting great effect on the net shots. When you let her get close to the net, she gets a lot of effect on the shuttle. Makes it very difficult to control the lift.
Well to get that back. Yeah, what a great rally.
Yeah, she's making a real concerted effort to get to the net, isn't she? Try and create some time for herself. We see it again. That's a super spinning net shot. Short lift, forces the short lift. Good finish.
Good defence. Oh, that is super play from Xuerui. Oh, what a comeback. 4 straight points.
The pattern continues. Both players so much more comfortable from that far end.
Yeah.
That's a real pronounced link now.
11-12.
That's good control. She's going to try and take her time as much as the umpire will allow between points as well. Super length.
Yeah, plumb on the line. Yeah, 5 straight points from 7-12 down back to 12 all. How many more twists and turns in this match are we going to have? Good net shot. Yeah.
Seeing some great quality from both of these players at the moment around the net, aren't we? Xuerui's won 3 or 4 points with great spinning net shots, but Saina finds it. Shows that she can also play around the net area. Look at this for touch. Yep. Lands it on top of the net. Great control. Easy finish.
Ball.
Oh, she's called a fault. She's called a fault for taking the shuttle before it's crossed over the net, and Saina Nehwal immediately turns to look at the giant screen to watch the replay. No, she's judged to have taken the shuttle before it crossed over the net. Oof, my goodness me, that was close. Yeah. Nicely done.
13.
Yeah, well constructed. Confident to use the rear court from this side. You see the fast flick there. Creates the space. She's won a couple of times with that cross slice from there, hasn't she? There mixes it up, shows good variety, goes to the other side.
Service over. 14-all.
Yeah, mistiming a shot like that comes about when you're tired. Good rally. This is going to hurt. This is a long, long rally. It's called good. There's a challenge here from Saina Nehwal.
Saina, Nehwal, Challenge call in.
Well, we've had 3 challenges so far. 2 from Xuerui, 1 from Saina Nehwal prior to now. And the players haven't been right once.
Both players taking full advantage of the break here.
Yeah.
Saina just having a bite of banana drink. Xuerui stretching out that knee, readjusting the shoe.
Yep, did catch the line. Line judge was correct once again.
Unsuccessful. Service over. 15-14. No challenge remaining. Play.
Well, exactly an hour this match has been in progress. 1 hour of superb badminton. Yeah, she was determined not to get faulted again, Saina Nehwal.
Yeah, good brave play going for the kill there. Fully committed. As you say, very careful not to touch the net.
Let.
Xuerui is going to be spoken to by the umpire. Well, switching off her microphone so we can't hear what's being said. We can only assume that she's been told off for not getting ready to receive a little quicker, i.e. time wasting. Oh, that's clever. How many has she hit straight down the line that time, going for the right hit? That's clever, clever play.
It's good match play now. You're going to see here Xuerui anticipating the straight and getting caught off guard. Super play.
Service over. 16-all.
16 all.
So just missing a bit of precision here. She needed to get it right across the court to keep it in. It's too close to the centre of the court and flies out the back.
Hit the top of the net and fell back her side, and look at the body language. Screaming tiredness.
Again, those Saina fighting for every shuttle, isn't she?
Yeah.
I think Lee thought she'd won with the straight smash, but no, it comes back and she makes the error.
It's a good punch, Claire. Put Saina Nehwal under huge pressure.
Service over.
Yeah, and again, she's just not been able to get it far enough across the court to keep it in.
Just one here. Look at that. That's a lovely punch, Claire. That's a waste from Lee Xuerui.
17.
Oh, it's all got a little tense, hasn't it?
Service over.
Well, that's understandable at this stage of the match. gone long.
A few errors creeping in on both sides.
19, 18.
It's a nice block. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, I thought she touched it, John.
Yeah, so did
I
I.
think it probably did go out the back of the court, but I thought she touched it.
So did I. And Saina Nehwal. Well, she says there's no more challenges. I don't think it was in question whether it had gone long. It's whether she touched it.
19.
Yeah, it definitely went long. Ooh, ooh, or did it? Yeah, well, Hawkeye is confirming to us indeed it was just long, which is what we both thought, but it was a question of whether she'd touched it or not. 19 all.
To be honest, it was close for the umpire to overrule as well.
Yeah.
20, match point, 19.
So 2 straight points takes Xuerui, the defending champion, to match point opportunity. What a rally. Oh, it's landed in. What gutsy play from Saina Nehwal.
Great match play now. She knew she'd got to keep the pressure on her opponent, and there she does find the diagonal and keep the shuttle in the rear court. Super play.
That's well in, isn't it? 20 all, extra points needed until there's a clear 2-point winning margin.
Yeah, that's a great net shot from Lee. She was under pressure. She was taking the shuttle a little bit later than she would have liked to have done. Backed herself and her own level of skill there and came up with a super spinning net shot.
Yeah. So match point opportunity number 2 for the defending champion. Oh, what an exchange. It's short. Yeah. Well, my goodness, what a terrific semi-final. The former world #1, Xuerui, gets revenge over the player who took her #1 spot earlier this week. What a fabulous match. The twists and turns, the quality of play. And for Xuerui, hanging on desperately, changing ends, 7-11 down. In fact, she was 7-12 down at one stage. Closed that deficit to 12 all, and there it was nip and tuck the whole way until 22-20 in the deciding game. An hour and 7 minutes of wonderful women's singles. So there you can see the final tomorrow will be a repeat of the World Championship final from Copenhagen last year. Xuerui, the defending champion, against the world champion Carolina Marin from Spain. Good. So after that excellent women's singles semi-final, we turn our attention to a mixed doubles, and it's a battle of reigning world champions against the former world champions. Then, as you can see, we'll have men's doubles and the 2013 winners of the Malaysian Open. Incidentally, they won that when they were unseeded up against Boa Morgans, and then we'll have women's doubles, and we'll finish with men's singles and Lindan against Yanel.